Look at these gorgeous ribs. That is a smoked apricot glazed rib. This is barbecue at its best, folks. Wait till you taste the glaze. These ribs have been smoked to perfection. They're literally coming free from the bone. Look at that. It doesn't get better, folks. This is baby back ribs, and you're gonna love this recipe. Today, I'm going to be making some smoked baby back ribs. I'm gonna be doing this with an apricot glaze. That sounds a little bit weird. Any kind of a fruit glaze works on ribs, okay? When it's pork ribs, they do well with glazes. This time I've chosen apricot, but I'm also gonna mix in a little bit of spice and heat. So we're gonna be adding some goodies to that to make it taste right. This is gonna be some smoked ribs. We're going to finish them off in the oven, believe it or not. Hey, not everything has to be done directly in the smoker. Sometimes you can speed the process at the end of the smoking process with about, 45 minutes to maybe even an hour of direct higher heat, which also is good for setting glazes and for finishing them off. When these are finished, they're going to pull free from the bone. The meat will be cooked so perfectly, and yet it'll be smoked so well that the meat will be red all the way to the bone as well. Not undercooked, but smoked. That's what smoking does. It preserves the natural color in the meat, what's called the myoglobin. So we're going to preserve that color. We're going to make some tasty ribs today. And hey, what better for the holidays than some wonderful smoked ribs? These are what they call, a lot of people call this a baby back rib. It's a back rib, okay? And that is, of course, from the back of the animal. They will cut this from the spine, where it goes down a little bit to the ribs. And so they cut that, and when the ribs start, they cut here, and that's that spare rib that wraps around underneath the animal from the side down. Okay, so that's the difference in the cuts. It's just the back rib, and I like those. They're a little shorter, they're a lot meatier, and it is good meat too. It's that really delicate, tender meat. Good for smoking. This will be done this way. Let's get into this. This is baby back ribs. Yummy. Now, folks, today our ingredients are very simple. We're going to be using some ribs. These are pork ribs. You can do this with spare ribs. You can do it with baby back ribs today. I'm going to use the baby back. The back rib is great because it's thick and meaty. It has a lot more meat than that spare rib does. So you fit a lot more meat into a shorter bone, and I think that makes for a good package. This with some wood. Now, the flavor of wood is absolutely, totally all about this. This is smoked ribs. Without the wood, you don't get the smoke, and that's that. We're going to be using mesquite wood today. I love to smoke with mesquite, but you can use what you want. You can use pecan, hickory, which, by the way, pecan is a type of hickory tree. You can use oak. Is very good to smoke with. Also, salt. We're going to be using some spices. I've got some paprika, cayenne, and cumin. Now, the cayenne, this is to heat up the glaze if you so choose to do. If you don't want a little spicy glaze there on the very end, don't use that cayenne. Stick with the paprika. And then we're going to be using some apricots. I've got a couple of cans of apricots, and we're going to puree those, and we're going to cook them down into a beautiful glaze, and that will make delicious. Wood. Now, to heat this thing, I decided to go with charcoal today. Charcoal works very, very well. As far as the value that it gives, in this case, is controlled heat. It's much easier to control the temperature of the fire and whether it gets out of hand or not with using charcoal, because you can add the bricks just a few at a time and keep things very under control. All right, so I like to use that. Plus, these are very long burning, and you don't get as much open flame, which heats things up really fast in an uncontrolled way. This is a good way to do it. We got to get started with the fire first. Without fire, you can't do any smoking. Folks, when your charcoal gets a little bit white on top like this. It's time to get it down into the firebox and get this thing heated up. Now, I don't put my meat in the smoker when I put the fire in the firebox. No. I heat the smoker up and get that temperature stable. I want my temperature over here to be right at 225. If I can get it there, that'll be nice. 200 to 225 is beautiful. It gives excellent smoking and great barbecue. Now, you saw how this just kicked it down a little bit. It is fiery hot and it needs to just get going so we can get started making barbecue. Well, the fire behind me is going. My unit is heating up and I'm giving it time to heat and stabilize. While I do that, I want to unpack these, dry them off, hit them with spice. And I just want an even coating of salt and a light coating of the cumin, and then a moderate coating of the paprika. Folks, these aren't going to interfere with the smoke, okay? They will make some very good barbecue. Don't put anything on your ribs early on that's sugary, like barbecue sauce. That's a serious no-no in this game. That is an item that you add at the end. Right now, I'm going to get busy. We're going to get these things opened up, seasoned up, and ready to put on the smoker. But I'm not going to put them into the smoke box until I get the temperature stable on the whole smoker. Now you see here how I have my fire in the middle. It's a little over a foot in diameter. I have put my wood up on the sides of the fire box. That heats them up, but slowly, not directly on the fire. That way we don't get an immediate eruption from the wood burning too fast. I don't want it to burn too quick. Now I want to move this charcoal just a little bit, and you notice how it's getting cooked down. I'm going to add about another 12 charcoal bricks to this. That way, when I close the lid, it's going to start smoking and it's going to be fantastic. Right now, the odor is, not the odor, it's an aroma. This aroma is absolutely heavenly. And I guarantee you that when you start doing stuff like this, you're going to drive your neighbors crazy. My fire is down in this firebox, doing great. I've just put my smoking wood in there. You can see it around the edges here. And then I keep my fire in the middle. I use charcoal for that fire, easy to control. Add charcoal bricks about every 30 to 45 minutes, about 12 to 15 of them at a time for a medium-sized smoker like this. That works great. This will keep your fire smooth, easy, even, and your temperature exactly perfect. Remember your damper on the side to control the temperature in your smoke box, okay? I'm getting ready to put my meat in the smoke box. My temperature is bouncing between 200 and 225. That is perfect. I'm getting ready to put this beer down into the pans I have on the lower rack. Just pour you some beer in there. It's going to taste great. Look at it this way. It's kind of like when people put a beer can inside of a chicken before they cook it. You're releasing this flavor into the atmosphere of this smoke chamber as it heats up. And it is delicious when it's added to meats this way. Do you see the color of the smoke and how much is coming out? That is pretty much perfect. That is exactly what we're looking for when we're looking to do good smoking. You see the color? It's kind of blue. It's wispy. It's not billowing. That's what I'm looking for right there. Folks, every once in a while I will come and baste a little olive oil or any other cooking oil, it works fine, over the top of the meat. Now what this does is it just helps to seal it and keep it nice and juicy on the inside, keeps it from drying out. A mop sauce does the exact same thing in the exact same way. I just cut past the chase here. Folks, these have been smoking now for about 5 hours, and my plans were to give this about a 6-hour smoke run, and then when I was finished on the smoke at 200 degrees to 225, then I'll put them into another dish, put them in the oven, and I'm going to finish them off at 325 degrees with just a little tiny bit of water in the bottom of the pan with these. Now what that's going to do is it's just going to do what we call barbecuing them. We've smoked them, now we're going to finish off the cook, and when we do that, the meat becomes super succulent, tender. It finishes the cook quickly, so there's not a lot of moisture loss. We've kept the moisture in using olive oil and basting them. And so what we're going to end up with here is some fabulous ribs. But I need to see the bones. I need to see these bones right here protruding from the meat, and I need to see that meat quite literally pulling back. Now it's starting to get cooked on that edge, but it's not pulling free from the bone easily. When I'm done, it will. Now, just because we're finishing it off in the oven does not make it barbecue or not barbecue. I could finish it off out here, but I don't like to get smoke at that high of a temperature on the meat because I believe it really taints the results. I've gone through a lot of effort to get this flavor right here, and I don't want to mess it up. So just a little time in an oven is a good finish off. What I have here are a couple of cans worth of apricots in syrup. Okay, that's what I'm going to make this simple glaze out of. All right, now if I'd had fresh apricots, maybe I might have done that, and I would have just cooked them off blended them first with a little water and then add some sugar and cook it down that way. In this case, I've got the sugar already added. It's in in heavy syrup, and they're nice and soft, so this should go fairly easy. I'm going to blend all of this until it's nice and smooth, make a frappe out of it, and then I'm going to put it inside this. We're going to cook it until it is reduced and turn it into a beautiful glaze. Now, as far as seasoning, we'll put some spices in here also. If you would like, this can also be done with a food mill. Use the medium-sized grate, so if you prefer to do it that way, it'll work well also. Okay, here it is. Now, I've got these in the oven at the moment. They've just started in there. I'm going to allow these to cook until I get about a 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch of the bone protruding from the ends. This doesn't take long, folks, because these are mostly cooked. We just got to finish them off. At the end of the cooking, around the last 10-15 minutes of it, I'm going to take the glaze that we've made here. Now this, oh, look at this stuff. Nice and thick. Told you to change color a little bit, but look how it's clinging to that now. That's the consistency I'm looking for right there. That is our glaze, ladies and gentlemen. Now I've got it ready to go. I just have to cover it, set it aside, and when I'm ready, I can baste these with that. So in the meantime, these go in the oven. I've got about 2 cups of water down in here underneath these. They're up on a pan rack inside of there. That's all there is to it. Well, these have just been in the oven just long enough to get this, see how the bones are protruding now? And that meat is going to pull back from that bone easily at this point. This is when we want to go ahead and glaze them. Okay, so we got a good surface here with the spices that were on it, plus the smoke that we did. And now we're going to finish it off with this beautiful apricot glaze. So go ahead, just get that on there. Once it's spread over it, put it back in the oven. Let that set up on it just to firm up nice and pretty. And then once it's finished, those ribs are finished and they're ready to be served. Oh yeah. I'm going to say this. You know, I love some of the recipes that I come up with. This, with that apricot glaze, honestly one of the best tasting ribs I've ever had in my life. This is a stunning, stellar rib. Look at this, the bone, like I said, that bone's coming out clean. All right, there's not much, but on the very end there, and that's going to pick right off. Folks, this is the way you want to do your ribs. It's flat delicious. Thank you for watching this recipe. If you would, please take a look at my channel. The link right underneath here in the description box, and you're going to find a link there also to Texas, well, to where Texas Cooking Today's recipes are sold, and that is S.A.Trotter.com. That's where I sell my artwork, where I sell my services, as well as my recipes. So folks, thank you very much for watching. Enjoy your ribs. I'm going to. And have a good day. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah.